went live without, I just, you know, you have to turn it off on. Because he was here all day working on it this morning. The system on Sunday is really popping a lot again.
Sounds like yours.
That's bad. I didn't turn my mic on. It's been on all day. It's on. Shabbat Shalom. So I'm glad you're still talking, and I hope you're saying nice things. That's going to be what I'm going to talk about later. How we talk about nice things. Let's see if I can fix this. They played with my microphone all day today so that it would stop popping. Does that sound better? Put it. Yeah, it was popping last things we did. So these are the things we have to do. Don't let me forget. We have a lot of things to do tonight. Not a surprise. As we approach Passover, it feels like there's always a lot of things to do. So it is Simcha Shabbat, because it's the first Friday of the month, and I am thrilled to see lots of people with faces who have birthdays or anniversaries this month. That's a good thing. And it's also Rosh Chodesh. As a matter of fact, as soon as we light those candles, we begin a new month. And not only a new month, but a new year. Happy New Year, everybody. So it's an exciting day. It's a big day. It's all kinds of exciting things happening today. So you can wish each other a Chodesh Tov, a good month, because Chodesh Tov, have a good month, and enjoy that. That's in some communities, the Rosh Chodesh, the new month, is a special holiday. It's a holy day for everybody. If you were the kind of person who would pray every day, there would be special prayers for you to add to the service on Rosh Chodesh. But for women especially, it is a day when women are not supposed to work. So that's tomorrow. So it's kind of not fair that it falls on Shabbat too, because I'm already not working on Shabbat. You know that about me, right? So it's kind of not fair. So, but don't forget, try to make it a special day for everybody tomorrow. So this week I had a wedding, a funeral. I put somebody in hospice. I heard from people I hadn't heard from in a long time. I'm seeing people I haven't seen in a long time already, even today. So it's been a big week. Have you had a good week? Yeah. Some of it has been really horrible, and some of it has been really good. So speaking of weddings, I'm going to say Mazel Tov to the Talberts, because their daughter is now a Conway. She got married on Sunday, and that's the Talberts over there, wave. And Aunt Jackie, she's Aunt Jackie, so you can Mazel Tov them, because that's exciting. There's a tradition in Judaism that you're supposed to celebrate with the bride and groom for 7 days, so we're still within the 7 days. Even if they're not here, we're going to celebrate for them, so Mazel Tov to them. But the point, I guess, is things are busy enough that we need to take a deep breath and let it out slowly and try again. Let it out slowly. I think we're ready for this triple, quadruple special event that's about to start. We're inviting you all to Shabbat is supposed to be a wedding every week. It's exciting. And we're inviting you Shabbat, the holiest day of the year, and Rosh Chodesh, the special time, and Simcha Shabbat for everybody with birthdays and anniversaries this month. So we're here for all of that. So the first thing we're going to do is turn you to page, can you guess? I can't. Say 82. You're right, 82. Turn to page 82, and please rise as I invite the Black family to come up. I don't know if it's only 2 out of the 3. 2 of them are coming. Martin is keeping the bench warm. No, he's not. He's standing up. He's ready. Put him in the game. Put him in the game. Is this on? I don't think so. We want to hear you.
Oh, yeah. These lights are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us with your mitzvot and command us to kindle the Sabbath lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We now turn to pages 167 and 166 as we make this Shabbat a holy day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafim.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. You call us to holiness with the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. So before you sit down, I want you to say Shabbat Shalom to somebody you came in with and someone you didn't come in with. But I don't want you to just say Shabbat Shalom. I want you to tell them something really nice. Tell them something nice. Something nice that you did or something, nice job. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for honoring us. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for honoring us. Thank you. So the words that we say are important. I'm going to talk about it more. And I want to point out that sometimes the words that we say backfire on us. I've already apologized about something I said a few weeks ago, when I said, I can tell when people are reading transliterations, and someone was offended by that. I thought it was a cool thing that people are participating. I'm glad we have it in our books. We didn't always have it, and I thought it was a good thing. But sometimes with all good intentions, it backfires. I just said to Martin, he was warming the bench, that could be a bad thing in some games. I was thinking it was a good thing. He was, watching over the turf, the home turf over there, and I realized after I'd said it that sometimes warming the bench means something not good, and that's not what I meant. So I'm already apologizing for the words I'm saying today, and I want you to remember that because that's a perfect example of what I want to talk about later. But we turn back to page 83, and we read responsively. There are days when we seek material things and measure failure by what we do not own.
On Shabbat, we wish not to acquire, but to share.
There are days when we exploit nature with reckless greed.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we think only of ourselves.
On Shabbat, we open our hearts to the needs of others.
Therefore, we welcome Shabbat.
Day of rest, day of joy, day of peace.
And we welcome the angels that accompany us on Shabbat too. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMlachim, synagogue is the sanctuary of Israel. Born of our longing for the living God, it has been to Israel throughout our wanderings, a visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness, and it has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace. Its truths are true for all people. Its love is a love for all people. Its God is the God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, b'alma divrach hiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv vimiru, amen. Yehesh merabah mevarach, la'alam ul'almei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpahar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yit'halal, shemeh dikudisha, brichu, le'elamin kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, v'miru, amen. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed.
Oh God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, you cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you. Even so does your goodness pass before us in the realm of nature and in the joys and sorrows of life. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives, and we can begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated unless you want to come and help me. If you're my bet class, can you please help me? Come on. Are you my Aleph class who want to help? Anybody want to help? Just you, dude.
Okay.
That's okay. You could do this.
Ivy, come on.
Come on, Ivy.
Ivy, no, I make me.
You can't make her. That doesn't work like that here. You could do this. I'll stand with you. I'll be Ivy. I'll stand on the thing even if you want.
I got it.
I was going to do it. I was going to be Ivy. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Come on. Ready? ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem. Come here, do the English too, please. Would you?
Yeah, sure.
Do it in English. Read them.
You shall love your eternal God
with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. You're awesome. Nice job. Pretty cool. Wow. I, the Eternal One, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations. This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I will be your God, and you shall be my people.
We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power.
You who worship gods that cannot save you, hear the words of the Eternal One. I am God, there is none else.
We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world.
Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed.
You shall not oppress your neighbors nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds.
We are Israel, taught to be swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace.
Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children will be taught of your God, and great shall be the peace of your children.
We are Israel, when we are witnesses to your love and messengers of your truth.
You are my witnesses, says the Eternal One, and my servant, whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me.
We are Israel, O God, when we proclaim you God, our Redeemer, as did our ancestors on the shores of the Red Sea.
And it has been said, V'ne'amar, the Eternal One delivered Jacob and redeemed us from the hand of one stronger than ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. O God, spread over us your shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, and bless us with rest. And let a time come when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish. Almost. A time of happiness, contentment, and rest. Baruch atah Adonai, haporeh sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. We give thanks for the night and its rest and the promise of peace for all the world. Vishomeru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Beni uven b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam oti le'olam oti le'olam Vishomeru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz Vishomeru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash Shavat vayinafash Shavat vayinafash Vishomeru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. I invite you to read the meditation silently on page 92. Or the tefillah, which begins on page 93. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Koneh HaKol, v'Zocher Chaste Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה God of all generations, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah and Leah, Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth.
God of life and death, be praised. Through us and help to the fallen, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust.
Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth we hallow your name. As it is said, be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy.
God of times and seasons, be praised. Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day and all days.
God who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God.
Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever.
We continue together at the bottom of the Hebrew. God of peace, of justice, and of love, be praised. Inspire us to banish forever hatred, war, and bloodshed. Help us to establish forever one human family, united in peace. God of peace, bless us with peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon, le'kol ha'shalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, le'kol ha'shalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. V'tov yanecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam.
We take a moment now for the prayers that are in our hearts. We pray silently. Yihiu leratzon
May the words of my mouth
imre fi vehegyon libi
and the meditations of my heart
lefanecha
be acceptable to you.
lefanecha.
Be acceptable
Sorry.
to
You. That's what I was afraid of. Adonai Tzuri.
Lord, my rock,
Tzuri v'gohali.
my rock and my redeemer.
Adonai Tzuri
Lord, my rock
v'gohali.
and redeemer.
Who's your redeemer now, baby? Sorry about that. I knew it when I started. That was going to be a problem somewhere along the line. That was very brave of you. Thank you. I like when he hits those low notes anyway. That was really good. Well, and, the first thing we need to do next is turn to page 162 and see if you remember what we did, because this is your quiz for the day. Who remembers what month is starting? The month of Nisan. I didn't even say it. Some of you are on top of stuff. It's the month of Nisan. As we like to say, it used to be called Datsun, but most of you don't remember what that means. But the month of Nisan starts as soon as we lit the lights or sundown, whichever you want to pay attention to more. And all day tomorrow is the first day of the month of Nisan. So when we get to the part where you see the little Hebrew writings before the bottom paragraph in Hebrew, there are two parts, and there's that or. So above the or, below the or is what we're going to be reading. Above the or is what we say when we have a Rosh Chodesh coming up this week, but below the or is what we say when Rosh Chodesh is today. So we're going to be saying that. Yehi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, may the new month bring us renewed good and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, and health, a life full of blessing, a life exalted by love of Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Wondrous God, in ancient days you led our people from bondage to freedom. Redeem us now out of our exile from one another, making all Israel one united people. Rosh Chodesh, Nisan hu hayom. And so your part. The new month of Nisan begins today. God of holiness, let the new month bring for us and for the whole house of Israel life and peace, happiness and joy, deliverance and comfort. And let us say, Amen. And at this point in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer book. And we're going to invite you to call out names of anyone that you feel that we need some extra prayers for. For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. O God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. We add, Mishaberach Avotenu ve'imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we've entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. Give them courage to succeed and strength to persevere. May they return home safely. And let us say, Amen. So in a traditional household, there are two Torah scrolls that we would be bringing out to read. One of them is about this new month. And we would read this part where it says that God proclaims that we are about to start the Chodesh, the month of Aviv, the month of springtime. And so one of the powerful things about that, there's lots of interpretations we can talk about, and we'll do that tomorrow during Torah study. But one of the things that impresses me about that is that God speaks and things happen. So we know that from the creation story, and we know that from this, and every time God speaks. So sometimes it's about commanding things, and sometimes for us, but sometimes it's about making things happen, like turning it into a month that didn't exist before, telling us how important that month is. The fact that we had been slaves for hundreds of years, and this month that he declares as an important month of spring, this month turns into a month of hope for us. Then we turn into the part of the Torah portion that is the one that comes up where we're step by step, and here we are. And it is traditionally the most dreaded Torah portion that any bar bat mitzvah child can get. It's the one that has to do with leprosy. We hate to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about the leprosy part. I'm going to talk about other parts. I'm not going to talk about the part where what happens after a woman gives birth and what kind of offerings she brings. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow because I have found some very impressive new interpretations. I hope that you want to see them. If you can't make it tomorrow, email me and I'll send it to you. But, because it's cool stuff. It stresses us every when we get to that part. But what I do want to talk about is the next part, because the leprosy part, which is not really leprosy, is really a part about how you use your words. God is powerful and uses words and things actually happen. When God calls something a thing, that becomes its name forever and ever. But when we use our words, obviously, and I alluded to it before, they have a lot of power too. You've all heard stories, and I hope that you have all been part of stories when positive things happen just because you smiled at someone and said, "Hi, I'm glad to see you today." That good things happen from just those words. And I'm sure that all of you have been part of a situation where either it was something that you said or someone said to you, that it hurt you or hurt them. And I pray all the time that the words that I use don't hurt people. One of the things that happens is when you're in a position where you're often involved with people who are very sick, terminally ill, people who are mourning someone that they loved, or even sometimes a joyous occasion, the words that I say wind up being taken in ways that I never intended. And it's one of the things you learn, that if you are someone who has to always be talking with people who are, especially the most raw times that they're hurting, that they find out that they're dying, or that they find out that someone they love died, the things that we say sometimes are horrible then. I'll give you an example, and we are all really good meaning. So we say something like, my father died, and so you say to me, well, at least he's not suffering. And my first thought is, why can't he be alive and not suffering? Why was this the only option? That's one of my first thoughts. Or you say, so you find out that someone you know is dying, and you say, it'll be okay. Well, you know what? You do not know that, and it's kind of hurtful to some people to say that. And I'm not saying everybody. I know some people who the only thing they want to hear is, it'll be okay. That's what they want to hear. And I can't ever know before I walk into a situation what it's going to be. What are the words that you're going to say? So what do you say? What words can you say? Obviously, what's the best thing that you could do when you're in a situation where someone is going through something hard? What's the best thing that you could do? Listen. Listening is so much better than even talking. And listen to what they want to talk about. I think that the first time that I think about this all the time, that one of the most intimidating, and that's the worst, I don't even think that that's the right word, one of the most intimidating times that I had to talk to someone was when I went to visit Neil in the hospital when he was dying. And he knew he was dying, and I knew he was dying. And what do you say to someone who knows that they're dying? And I still lose sleep over what I am supposed to say, and there is no supposed to, and what do you say, and what do you talk about, and how do you deal with it? And I still lose sleep over it. And I have no idea if what I said was right or wrong. I know that he had a smile. It's not about making people smile, but I do like to make people smile. But I felt better always after having spoken to him. And sometimes that's what happens too. And sometimes that's what you're looking for. When someone is dying, you want their words of wisdom. You want them to say the thing that comforts you in the end. And you can't always know what to say. But listening is a really good thing. You can say, how are you doing today? You can say that. And they might say, I've got a list that this long. How long do you have to? And just listen. Maybe that's what they need to talk about. You can't pretend that they're not hurting. You can't pretend those things. So at the end of life, what's important to do is be there, listen, talk to them if you can. And sometimes you can't, and I get that. And I'm not trying to put pressure on anybody to have to be there. I'm saying that if you are in a situation where you are talking to someone who you know is sick and dying, Be there, talk to them, see what they want to talk about. Don't be afraid of it. They need you. And there's the flip side, the opposite end of the life spectrum. When you see a little baby, talk to that little baby. Don't ignore the little baby. It's really important. I can tell you, I have a doctoral degree in linguistics. It's important not to talk to the baby like they're a baby. You know, and if they say things like, I see the yo-yo butterfly, and they're not saying the words correctly, don't presume that's how they want to be saying it, and that's how they think you're saying it, and that's how they want you to say it forever and ever and ever. That's not usually what's happening. They're trying to get their mouth to do the right things, to say exactly what they just heard you say. They think they're saying the right things, and as soon as you start saying what they said, you're just messing with their minds. You just taught them that a butterfly, or better, something like spaghetti, you know, they're trying to say spaghetti, and Paschetti comes out every time. And now you start calling it Paschetti because it's adorable. But now you've just changed the word on them, and they don't know which is the right word. Speak to them like they're human beings, and appreciate how adorable it is that those sounds are coming out cute. But we have learned that the more you speak to a baby, it's something like this. Imagine that in a lifetime, a child can learn this much stuff, and there's a balloon that you're going to fill up with all of the information they can know. The words that you say to them in those 3 years are the things that blow up the balloon. And that's going to be the infrastructure that's going to allow them to learn everything. If you don't say very much to them, their balloon is not going to be very big, no matter how much you love them and how much you want them to succeed. So talking is important. Words are important. The way you use your words are important. And I just always hope that I'm saying the right words and making people feel better in life and not making people feel worse. And that's what it talks about in the Torah portion, because they tell us that if we're saying crummy things, in those days it was easy. You say bad things, and then you got this yucky white scaly thing all over you. And that was easy. We know who was saying bad stuff. Look, it's right there. We can see it on your skin. You can't always tell. So use your words in good, powerful ways, because they have power. Mr. President, what kind of powerful things can you tell us today? There's a lot going on because, you know, Passover and stuff. I'm going to steal this one. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Jerry, for blessing the candles. We have a deadline is today for the Passover Seder. So please, Rabbi Jana will lead the Seder, and Sisterhood will provide the meal. So anyone that has not made their reservation, please do so. The blood drive this Sunday, April 7th, beginning at 9 a.m. Contact Helene if you would like to set up a time for your appointment, please. The book club will also meet this coming Tuesday, April 9th, 7 to 8 p.m. and discuss the book Sandcastle Girls by Chris
something.
Bojalian.
Starts with a V.
Bojalian, sounds right.
That sounds good. I like that.
We will be getting ready for Passover at B'nai Zion starting this coming Tuesday, April 9th also. We will clean the kitchen, and we will meet in the kitchen at 10 a.m. and be there for quite some time. So please come when you can. We will send out for lunch, or you can bring your own. Next Saturday, April 13th, will be Kiddush Shabbat. Rabbi Jana will lead a singing, dancing, marching, boinging, no reading necessary, great story, happy Shabbat service, followed by challah and grape juice. We will also, a week from Sunday, April 14th, make matzo ball soup. Master soup makers, Buddy Warnock and Alan Sorky. And then the following Wednesday, April 17th, for making koroset and chopped liver. Please come. Artist Robinson will be here. The more helpers, the quicker we finish. April 17th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
We don't know.
We'll also make deviled eggs and set the tables on Thursday, April 18th for the Seder, and all help would be welcome. The first night of Passover Seder, led by Rabbi Jana, will be on the 19th, 6:30 p.m. We will say Kaddish at the beginning of Seder for anyone who needs to say Kaddish that week. Paper shredding, B'nai Zion. Deadline for bringing paper to shred, B'nai Zion, will be April 30th. requesting an $18 donation for the first box and $10 per box thereafter. Tuesday, April 30th, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And on Sunday, May 5th, from 3 to 4 o'clock, will be the Holocaust Remembrance Service to honor the lives that were lost during one of humanity's worst moments. Our community will remember the Holocaust with an annual service, and it will be at Broadmoor United Methodist Church. Again, Sunday, May 5th, 3 to 4 p.m. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for Pulpit Flowers in loving memory of Abe Gilbert by Ruthie Neerman and family, and in loving memory of Simon Nelbert by Roseanne and Bob Fry. Thank you.
Thank you. So we don't know what time we're going to finish. The more people we have coming and helping, the better it'll be. Come at 10. It doesn't have to be 2 o'clock. It's just that the office closes at 2. The program that we have, you have to put an ending time. It's one of the requests for a change is just make it open-ended. But there's lots going on. In 2 weeks, though, there's like almost nothing going on, so after the Passover Seder. So I would like to invite everyone with birthdays or anniversaries to come up, and I'd like 4 people to come and help me hold the poles up so that we can bless them. Careful, the other way, I think this one goes this way. Martin goes under, Hollisan goes under, Bill comes up, thank you. So this week, by the way, this month, the sisterhood and the rabbi are giving you birthday presents. So this week, your birthday presents are going to be chosen from this bucket, this basket of things. So wait, I had the thing right here. I don't think they heard. Haha, more for us. No, just kidding. It's their presents. God of days and years, author of life, our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life. It's your birthday this month? Yay, come on in. We thank you for the blessing of life and for all that enriches our lives. We gather this Shabbat in special thankfulness to share in the happiness of our friends with birthdays and anniversaries this month. Be with them always as the joy of their life. May they be blessed with health and happiness and with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. May we have the joy of coming together for many more years, united by mutual reverence and love. Then will our lives be filled with abundance of blessing. And we say together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Praised you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and having us reach this very special moment. And you can take one of these presents for having a birthday or anniversary this month. You take the box. Take the box. There's not many left. Take something. They're each different. They're each different things. Take. Well, you take one. Take one. Take one. All right, would you please, anyone who's under the age of 13, to please come up and help us open the ark? Thank you. I'll take these. You guys got this? Thank you. Everybody turn to page 148. Yeah, she doesn't have a choice this time. Less of a choice. Less of a choice this time. Page 148, please rise as the ark is open. What? I got it. You can look on with me. I like to share. Come on, open, open, open. Please rise. Come on up, open, open. Come on in. Come on, join. That's good. Ready? Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol la'tet gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. And on the face facing page, we will sing. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. I'm sad to report that we have 8 people in our military who have died this year, but we've added 2 more officers who have died this week. We have 30 officers, police officers who've died, and we've had 5 K-9 officers die, and we've added 2 more firefighters since last week. We are 10 firefighters now this year. So we pray that these people stay safe, who run into dangerous situations for our sake, and those who've lost their lives, we pray that their families are consoled and that their memories stay a blessing for us and our country. We continue on page 152, 153. Life is finite. Like a candle, it burns, it glows, it's radiant with warmth and beauty, then it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down in gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. We remember Nan Levy and Jacqueline Tippett Smith. We remember the parents of congregants who died within the past year. We remember Richard Stewart and Clifford Bear, Joe Bat II, and Peter Haas. As we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we are observing yahrzeits this week include Felix L. Alkus, Brad Lee Batterby, Carolyn Manheim Crane, Sarah David, Melita K. Frankel, Myrtle W. Friedman, Abe A. Gilbert, Abram Ginsberg, Edmund Golden, Charles D. Greuter, Aubrey C. Harris, Ira Katz, Mabel Can Landauer Levy, Louis Ox, Phoebe Rabinowitz, Louis Silverblatt, Norma Levy Weinstein, and Walter Wallens. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise, as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is on 155. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chivuteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha barichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. If you're under the age of 13, I would love to invite you up so that you can bless our challah so that we can enjoy some special Oneg Shabbat. I think we get to thank Jerry Black for helping make it so special. And we forgot to thank John Black for helping us bless the wine to sanctify Shabbat. What's going to be here? That's what I wanted to see. Challah, come. It's a miracle. Ready? Hold on and go. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
We give thanks to God for bread.
Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. I get the plate, you get the challah. Ready, go. Ah, it's like a wishbone. That was great. There's more up there and other delicious food. I can smell it from here. Please rise for the closing benediction. We use our words as we join together with all of the generations throughout history that have been Jewish in saying these words, and all of the people that have joined them in our quest for trying to find meaning in the world. And now for finding a little bit of rest on Shabbat, some peace. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to you. May God grant you peace and Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Where's the box of charms? Oh my goodness.